Breaking news, disaster in Louisville as a UPS plane crashes during takeoff, leading to this scene just outside the airport.
Growth is on the minds of many folks I spoke with in Donelson, where tonight your voice is being heard loud and clear.
An 85-year age difference and 2,000 miles separates these unlikely friends. But their admiration for one another can bridge any gap.
As so many Tennesseans turn to food banks for assistance, this state senator believes Governor Lee heeded his call for help.
But I think as the governor called me today to let me know that he had released $5 million to go into the food banks.
Now, with breaking news, this is News Channel 5 at 6.
A really tragic scene, heart-stopping images coming out of Louisville where fire and smoke continue to billow into the air after a UPS plane crashed during takeoff. We know three crew members were on board and police say there are injuries. This crash happened right near Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport around 4:15 our time. It is the worldwide air hub for the shipping giant where thousands of UPS employees process millions of packages each and every day.
Now take a look at what the scene looked like around an hour and a half ago when the plane crashed, as Carrie mentioned, as it took off. It was bound for Honolulu. We have learned a shelter-in-place order is now extended for all areas north of the airport up to the Ohio River, which of course includes much of Louisville's downtown. Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear is on his way to the scene. He said earlier, quote, "This situation is serious. Please pray for the families affected." We do know the NTSB is leading this investigation. We're going to keep you updated on air throughout this newscast and, of course, online.
On this vote, the yeas are 54, the nays are 44. 3/5 of the Senate duly chosen and sworn, and not having voted in the affirmative, the motion is not agreed to.
You heard it, a bill to reopen the federal government failing for the 14th time in the U.S. Senate. This as the shutdown matches the longest funding lapse in U.S. history. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. Today marks 35 days for the government shutdown with no end in sight. And tonight there is even more confusion regarding SNAP benefits.
Yesterday, remember, it looked as if recipients of federal food assistance would at least get some of their November funds. Today, though, the president appeared to walk back that promise.
And then the White House had to clarify. So what happens now? And how is the state of Tennessee responding to this change? Here's News Channel 5's Chris Davis.
It looks like they're going to get some benefits.
Monday, advocates were breathing a little easier when the Trump administration said they would comply with a federal judge's order, tapping into contingency funds to at least get out half of what SNAP recipients usually receive.
Every day is really significant when a family doesn't have food benefits.
But Tuesday morning, President Donald Trump appeared to walk that commitment back, writing on Truth Social that SNAP benefits, quote, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up government, which they can easily do and not before.
The orders are binding, subject to appeals.
Attorney David Rabin has tried a lot of cases in federal court. He says the judges could hold someone in contempt of court, although it's highly unlikely that would be the President of the United States.
You could have some cabinet officials, for example, the Department of Agriculture, be jailed potentially for failing to put money into the system.
Regardless of what happens at the federal level, here in Tennessee, lawmakers and advocates are urging Governor Bill Lee to do more to help these families, and that includes a member of his own party.
When I spoke to one of the directors of my food banks in Cookeville, and they basically told me for the first time ever, their freezer was completely empty.
State Senator Paul Bailey released this letter last week, urging Governor Lee to, quote, find a way to protect Tennessee families from losing access to essential food assistance benefits.
The governor called me today to let me know that he had released $5 million to go into the food banks.
Bailey says that $5 million is coming from TennCare reserve funding, and those dollars would be allocated based on the number of SNAP recipients in each community.
I think that's a first step.
So far, the governor has not decided to directly grant resources to SNAP recipients. I asked Senator Bailey if that would be the next step if this government shutdown continues.
We have to make sure, especially going into a holiday season, that these individuals have food on the table and that no one goes hungry.
With photojournalist Dan Blommel, Chris Davis, News Channel 5.
The governor used 10K reserve dollars last year for Hurricane Helene relief. That was in East Tennessee. Now, it won't need legislative approval, so that $5 million should be able to get out to food banks relatively quickly. And we do want to mention today the White House clarified that the administration will dole out that partial SNAP funding, but they warned it's going to take weeks.
Nashville International Airport, of course, has seen its fair share of delays and even cancellations because of air traffic control staffing shortages. And if this government shutdown continues into next week, it could get even worse. That, according to U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The FAA says nearly 13,000 air traffic controllers have been working without pay for weeks, adding they are under immense stress and are simply tired. Secretary Duffy says they'll have no choice but to restrict airspace when they feel it's not safe.
You will see mass chaos. You will see mass flight delays. You'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace because we just cannot manage it because we don't have the air traffic controllers.
According to the FAA, almost half of its major airports, including Atlanta, Dallas, and New York, also face these staffing challenges.
He was a force in Republican politics for more than 3 decades and one of the most powerful people to hold the second highest office in the U.S. Tonight, American leaders are mourning the loss of former Vice President Dick Cheney, who died at 84 years old. In a statement, the Cheney family said he died last night due to complications of pneumonia, as well as cardiac and vascular disease. Cheney was a Wyoming congressman who went on to serve as defense secretary and White House chief of staff before becoming vice president under George W. Bush. He was a leading voice for the war in Iraq. Former Attorney General Alberto Gonzales, who served alongside Cheney, remembers Cheney's patriotism in service to this country.
We saw this in particular in the aftermath of the attacks of 9/11, and where the Vice President Cheney worked closely hand in hand with President Bush in protecting America from future attacks then, and for the years that followed.
Gonzales, by the way, now in Nashville, dean at Belmont Law School. In a statement, President Bush called Cheney a, quote, calm and steady presence in the White House amid great national challenges.
A Davidson County judge heard arguments over whether or not the deployment of National Guard troops to Memphis is legal. The lawsuit, brought by Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris, as well as several other local and state lawmakers, arguing Governor Lee can't deploy the Tennessee National Guard for civil unrest unless there's a rebellion or invasion. And even if that were the case, they say state lawmakers would then make the decision. The state argues Tennessee law gives the governor authority to dispatch the Guard when needed. The National Guard troops have been patrolling Memphis neighborhoods, assisting other law enforcement for about a month in President Trump's effort to curb crime in the city. According to the Nashville Banner, Chancellor Pat Muskal says she will issue a written ruling as soon as she can.
The state's comptroller's office is taking a look at Davidson County property values after a recent reappraisal. In a statement to NewsChannel 5, the comptroller's office says they're reviewing the properties primarily located in the Lower Broadway Central Business District. The office added it comes after Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton expressed his concern about the impact on local businesses. He said property values for commercial properties downtown jump so high that it may force some out of business. We heard from assessor of property, Vivian Wilhoit, who told our Ben Hall on Open Line they're always cooperating with the comptroller's office.
They audit us continuously. It is not just in a reappraisal year. They audit us prior to the reappraisal year, quarterly, asking where we are in our evaluation of visual inspection, where we are in reference to how we are valuing property.
And she feels confident in these reappraisals. We do know some Broadway bars have filed appeals. We will be sure to keep you updated on what happens. In the meantime, if you want to watch Ben's full interview with Ms. Wilhoit, you can watch it on newschannel5.com/plus under Open Line. And a heads up, TDOT is giving drivers another chance to give their feedback on the proposed I-24 choice lanes after accepting comments for about a month long. They'll reopen that comment period tomorrow through November 19th on the project's website. The choice lanes would stretch about 26 miles between Nashville and Murfreesboro, giving drivers the option to pay to pass all that traffic with the hopes of improving travel times for everyone.
When you tell us about a problem in your community, we make every effort to help, listen, and then solve it. A resolution at tonight's Metro Council meeting hopes to do just that. Last month, we learned about one issue that seemingly everyone who lives or works near Nolensville deals with.
Well, one of the running jokes is that you can't take a left turn.
Yeah, no left Nolensville.
Talking about Nolensville Road, formerly known as State Route 41A, controlled by TDOT, and a widening project in that area is currently not on the state's priority list. The road, of course, travels through both Davidson and Williamson counties, and at tonight's Metro Council meeting, members will vote on a resolution to utilize a grant from the Safe Streets for All initiative to make improvements to that area in Davidson County. We've learned the funding, amounting to more than $13 million, would address safety issues along Nolensville Pike for pedestrians and bike riders, specifically better lighting and crosswalks. While this doesn't apply to the town of Nolensville itself, which is in Williamson County, it's a stretch that residents there use almost daily, so it is one step in the right direction. We really want to know whether your community faces an issue like this. We're here to listen to your voice, but we need your help to find the story. So scan the QR code on your screen, follow the prompts to send me an email. Make sure to include your name and also where you live.
And something that we have heard time and time again all over the mid-state, people are concerned about rapid growth.
New homes, new businesses, new people, but at what cost? Coming up at 6, I hear from Donelson residents on why they're concerned that their community could lose its unique character.
I think out of all of the veterans and the students, we were very, very close very quickly.
It is an unlikely bond that is bringing the story of a World War II veteran to a whole new generation. Forrest Sanders shares how what started as a partnership turned into a friendship.
Some beautiful fog photos from this morning, then a nice warm afternoon. We'll talk about how long this trend continues coming up on News Channel 5 at 6.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children.
That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, Legendary Trials.
I wanted to be a reporter since I was 4 years old. I always knew that I wanted to tell stories. I feel really proud that I work at Scripps News. Our reporters get to delve into the topics that we care about and that we want to dig deeper into. There's a real investment in going where the stories are, giving people the full picture, reporting what is happening firsthand. Alex Miller, Scripps News, New York.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
Sunday nights on Court TV, join us for a night of food, friends, and our favorite legal dramas. It's Order in the Court, and this week...
I'm Dr. Jason Bull. I study a jury's behavioral patterns. Not guilty, thank you. The verdict you get depends on me. You don't get a name like Bull because you give up before the game is over.
We're binge-watching Bull, Sunday starting at 6, 5 Central on Court TV.
Are you ready?
Game on.
The time is now. She's on fire. You've seen the rest now. You want the best.
Let's go. It's just huge for women's sports.
We gon' keep on winning, keep winning. Come on. It is on tonight. Are you ready for more? You hear us knocking at the door. Dead on the line all day.
There's no turning back.
'Cause I'm ready for the win. Electric.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
I've lived in Tennessee most of my life, and early in my weather career, I realized the biggest impact I could have in severe weather is education. By now, I have talked to tens of thousands of students. My severe weather warnings actually started with third graders 30 years ago. Accurate information can be a game changer in severe weather, and I want you to be ready, whether it's on the horizon or over our heads. Either way, I will be there to keep you safe.
Watch live TV for free. Meet Tablo. Access over 90 free channels, including popular shows, news, and live sports. Plus, you can record, pause, and replay. All with 0 monthly fees or contracts. Order a Tablo Total System at TabloTV.com or these popular retailers.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show them your folding trick.
I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
That's gotta hurt, huh? You keep me coming back for more.
You're watching News Channel 5, part of the Scripps News Group.
Okay, we continue to follow the breaking news out of Louisville. Investigators trying to figure out why a UPS cargo plane crashed shortly after takeoff. We know it was bound for Honolulu, leaving Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport, the worldwide air hub for the shipping company. The airport, by the way, itself now closed to all air traffic until early tomorrow morning. We know 3 crew members were on board that plane. Right now, it's not clear how many people were hurt, whether it was in the aircraft or on the ground. Leaders expected to hold a news conference soon. We'll keep you updated as to what they share.
Well, we have shown you how food pantries all across Middle Tennessee have lines stretching around the corner. People just need help to feed their families, and they are willing to wait hours until they can bring that food home.
This food crisis, we know, could last weeks at the least now. Amanda Roberts went down to Spring Hill, where one food pantry believes this might be just the beginning.
Let me see if there's any spots over here. Sí, muy ocupada. Muy ocupada.
A slow-moving, seemingly non-stop line of cars.
We're telling some people to come back later in the day.
With each one representing another household needing to bring back food to make sure their family doesn't go hungry.
The challenge is because it's the beginning of it. We can only imagine what's coming.
Inside the waiting room is standing room only.
We are truly in need in our world, and we need to put God back where he needs to be, in the front.
I hope we're prepared to feed everyone. We have a great system. We would need more food and more funding.
In 1 hour, the Wells Food Pantry signed in the same number of families as they would help in a single day. But this is not a normal day.
It's hard to see hurting families, to see senior citizens that feel like they have no other alternatives except for to wait in a long line at a food pantry. We have had generous support so far coming from our community as far as food and funding. I just hope that support continues, because this isn't a short-term gap.
Families get to shop as they would in any other store.
Big box of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I need a box of these.
Yeah.
But here, carts full of food mean something more.
This is like a gift from God, from heaven, taking care of his people.
The hours-long lines are seemingly nonstop.
When you're here looking people in the eyes and seeing that they are hungry, that they need some hope, that's what really hits.
Volunteers know demand will only grow over the coming days and weeks.
There you go. You're welcome. That's blessings to you.
Which means help for our neighbors also needs to be nonstop.
All right.
Reporting in Spring Hill with photojournalist Bud Nelson, I'm Amanda Roberts for News Channel 5.
Thanks, Amanda. The Well says the best way to help is to donate, volunteer, even host your own food drive. And we have information on how to do just that on our News Channel 5 app.
Well, we know there is no end in sight to this government shutdown. We also know so many people want to make a difference, and you already have, helping us raise more than $433,000. It's just incredible. We are less than $70,000 away from our $500,000 goal. If you want to make a donation, just take out your phone right now, scan that QR code. The donations will go towards providing meals for the more than 121,000 Middle Tennessee families going without their SNAP benefits this month. Those federal workers going without a paycheck right now. Remember, just $10 will provide 40 meals.
And if you are one of those families in need, we want to remind you of the Food Finder for Second Harvest. You can take out your phone and scan this QR code or go online to secondharvestmidtn.org. Whether you're in Nashville or surrounding areas, all you have to do is type in your zip code. It will provide a list of resources closest to you.
One blessing today, that weather out there just perfect.
That's right. Started off chilly, foggy, but eventually warmed up.
Made it look nice. Was very jealous of you at 4 o'clock while I was stuck here in the studio. That sunshine out there. And we'll continue with the mild temperatures and some sunshine, at least for a few more days. If you missed the fog this morning, like Rory or even myself still asleep at that early morning hour. Here's an incredible photo that my friend Curtis Fazlitz shared with me. This is from the 41st floor of 505. So look at the Batman building reaching through that fog. Here's a wider view of that with the downtown skyline. Absolutely unreal shot. Even the LNC Tower with that blanket of fog behind it. So love these photos of that foggy morning over downtown. Not expecting that again tonight. 60s right now with some 50s mixed in. 51 in Crossville. We're showing 46 for Cookeville, but 62 in Nashville, 61 in Clarksville, Hopkinsville as well. Widening this view a bit for you, and you can see 50s and 60s for the majority, with a few higher elevation locations stuck in those mid to upper 40s right now. And as far as the Power of 5 radars is concerned, things are quiet. So take a look at this, all right? We don't have a lot to talk about tonight. Tomorrow, there's a weak boundary that's going to drop through, bring a few midday clouds, so we'll call for a mostly sunny sky, but it doesn't do a whole lot weather-wise. Beautiful weather continuing into Thursday. But as we jump ahead into your Friday, clouds really thickening up, and models trying to show by Friday afternoon and evening some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms in there. We're watching to see how models continue to come together. We'll get more high-res information tomorrow, which will give us a better handle on this. And then the chance of some clouds and minimal rain chances for Saturday and Sunday, but some very cold air set to move in, which you'll see in the 7-day in just a moment. 53 at midnight, 50 degrees at 2 a.m., 48 at 4 a.m. Average low is 42, and I think we bottom out around 47. Sunrise at 6:14 tomorrow. Looking for a high tomorrow of 74. A bit breezy out there with that front sweeping through. Sunshine and 70 on Thursday. Windy on Friday and 73. But by Sunday, when that cooler air sweeps in, take a look at Exact Track. We start the morning in the 40s and 50s, and instead of climbing, we fall during the day into the low to mid 40s in many locations. So that cooler air will be expected by Sunday afternoon, continuing into next week with overnight lows dipping in the 30s. And Rory, some spots may even have some 20s by next week.
All right, Henry, thanks. You could say Donelson is desirable. The well-established neighborhood east of downtown enjoys an enviable location. It provides locals there quick access to all sorts of areas around town, including the airport. Locals say they call it a suburban enclave in a very urban city. But it's not immune to the mid-state's fast-paced growth and development. We're amplifying your voice and learning more about how folks in Donelson are staying involved to protect the area's character and quality of life.
On the spookiest day of the year, we found ourselves in the heart of Donelson at Caliber Coffee, a cozy space in the spirit of the season. It's a must-stop for loyal locals to grab coffee or a quick bite to eat. I'm Rory.
Hey, Rory, I'm Jenny. Nice to meet you.
And on this day, share their voice with us about life in this diverse, growing community just a few miles east of downtown Nashville. All had something to say about how fast Nashville is evolving, including how we all get around town and how long it will take the city to implement more elements of the Choose How You Move plan, a plan designed to make travel more efficient.
My concern for the area would be is that our growth will go at a faster rate than the implementation of that transit plan.
I feel like the way Nashville is built up, we've just grown and grown and grown and grown.
Growth. Something we're not surprised to hear is a top concern in Donelson, as we found on other visits across the mid-state. So far, we've heard from folks in Spring Hill, Lebanon, and Murfreesboro, to name a few, all talking about how fast growth and expansion is impacting overall quality of life. Beyond traffic, infrastructure, and schools, there's a sincere desire to protect the character of their communities, even as the landscape constantly changes with new development and new neighbors.
Even though Donelson is a large area, we're also a small community itself. Yeah. You got people that are engaged in this community, and they're committed to supporting growth, but also in a way that's good for the people of Donelson.
A proud community that's been on the map for decades, where people tend to settle and stay. According to the area's Chamber of Commerce, nearly 75,000 folks live in the Donelson area, most between the ages of 20 to 49. To accommodate the population boom that all of Davidson County is experiencing, 2022 saw more than 600 new residential construction permits approved. That's a 74% jump from the year before. The chamber reports construction permits for commercial space stayed flat but steady. Well, even younger people notice what's changing.
I mean, what's your sense of this area and the people and just the sense of community?
I think the community is great.
This 19-year-old college student says he's concerned if this kind of growth continues, Donelson could sacrifice its charm for the sake of profit.
I think if we lose that uniqueness that we bring to a table in this community, we lose its spark, we lose its soul, we lose what makes this place great.
Another Caliber customer who moved to Donelson from Atlanta 4 years ago says he can tell that folks who call Donelson home love where they live, despite all the changes.
Yeah, when I strike conversations with longtime residents at places like the Y, there's a sense of pride in being a resident in Donelson.
Later this week, I'll share those concerns and comments with the head of the Donelson Hermitage Chamber of Commerce and learn how she hopes the area can continue to evolve, but at a reasonable and respectful pace. Ahead at 6, another concern we've heard from your voice, the lack of resources for civilian workers up at Fort Campbell.
The government shutdown is hurting them as well. That's why our Rob Coles headed up to the state line to learn how county leaders are trying to bridge this gap.
Plus, giving a voice to the memories he's held for decades, how this unique friendship is capturing the life and legacy of a World War II veteran.
And it is a night you don't want to miss. Coming up March 22nd, you can join Trisha Yearwood and friends at the Opry House for the Band as One concert to celebrate and honor those who have undergone a breast cancer journey. Band as One is Susan G. Komen's largest benefit concerts. Get your tickets now at komen.org/bandasone and join the fight to end breast cancer. We'll be right back.
When I get out and I get a chance to meet with people, it's a great way to make a connection with them, but at the same time, just to say thank you to them for inviting us into their home every day. That great honor is all mine.
Sunday nights on Court TV. Join us for a night of food, friends, and our favorite legal dramas. It's Order in the Court, and this week...
I'm Dr. Jason Bull. I study a jury's behavioral patterns. Not guilty, thank you. The verdict you get depends on me. You don't get a name like Bull because you give up before the game is over.
We're binge-watching Bull, Sunday starting at 6, 5 Central on Court TV.
What's going on with my health insurance?
Why am I paying so much more?
Are my prescriptions going to cost more?
Do I still have Medicaid coverage?
I need all these additional plan options.
What is my premium?
How do I find out the real price? I increase my HSA.
Are there government subsidies that help?
How much is what's still covered? What's the government doing to help?
Premium Pain, all this week at 9:30 during Morning Rush on Scripps News.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children. That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, legendary trials.
I find joy connecting with people. As a meteorologist, I love going town to town and school to school. I've met so many of you. I know your community's weather, but I also know your heart. So when I see severe storms coming, I take it personally. And between Nikki D, the meteorologist, and Nikki D, the person who knows you, I'm going to get you through it.
Watch live TV for free. Meet Tableau. Access over 90 free channels, including popular shows, news, and live sports. Plus, you can record, pause, and replay. Always 0 monthly fees or contracts. Order a Tableau Total System at TableauTV.com or these popular retailers.
They're two people who grew up quite differently in different parts of the country.
And members of very different generations. They are 85 years apart in age, yet they share a wonderful friendship. News Channel 5's Forrest Sanders takes us to meet them.
I'm going to tell you a story about these two people who have this unexpected friendship. One is Joseph Peterburs, but call him Joe.
Well, I don't feel 100, number one, and I don't know what to be, how I'm supposed to act as 100 years old.
Now, this is April when Joe was among 16 World War II veterans boarding a plane for the National World War II Museum.
We're going to New Orleans.
It was a partnership between the Gary Sinise Foundation and American Airlines. Some Rossview High students joined to learn the vets' stories. And Joe's is the sort of story that makes people walk over and shake his hand. In his aircraft, Josephine, named after his fiancée and future wife, Joe flew missions over Germany in World War II.
Ended up being shot down on my 49th mission after destroying 6 aircraft. I became a POW. I escaped.
Joe is today a veteran of World War II and the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Flash forward to now in Clarksville. Olivia Bueller is a 15-year-old at Rossview High in the JROTC program. She was on that flight to New Orleans back in April. So when the Kiwanis Club of Clarksville held its Interview a Veteran essay contest, Olivia decided to write about Joe.
He's definitely had the most experience in the military that I've ever met.
From his home in California, Joe read Olivia's essay, and he liked it enough that...
It's an honor. I'm very happy that they could make it. I knew it was a long shot.
Joe has flown all the way here to be with his friend today. A pretty nice compliment for an essay.
I loved it so much. I just couldn't miss this. I mean, it was a no-brainer.
There are more than 6,500 essays sent into the Kiwanis Club of Clarksville. And as it turns out, Joe's not the only one who thinks Olivia's essay is pretty great.
High school grand winner, Olivia Bueller.
A surprise congratulations comes from Gary Sinise.
Joseph obviously is a great hero.
World War II often feels like just a chapter in a textbook. When you sit beside and converse with someone who lived it, the weight of their courage and sacrifice makes the history come alive once again. At only 19, he drove P-51 Mustang into a sky filled with chaos, fire, and steel to defend vulnerable bombers from German jets. True leadership is not measured by titles or victories, but by the courage to shoulder sacrifices for others.
Oh, and then look right here for me.
I'm Forrest Sanders, News Channel 5.
Great story.
Such bravery.
All right, come tomorrow, this federal government shutdown we know will become the longest on record. And while many active duty service members still getting paid for now, other federal workers who support those in uniform are not.
And a viewer called us today telling us about the struggles many are facing in places near Fort Campbell, like Montgomery County and also Christian County, Kentucky. We're listening. And News Channel 5's Rob Coles highlights a solution, an emergency resource fair happening this week.
In Oak Grove, Kentucky.
You know, they're here to kind of talk to them to kind of help ease their minds. Like, hey,
Shannon Lane knows there's plenty of people who could use a little peace of mind.
This is a stressful time to go every day holding your breath, watching the news, seeing if they're going to pass a budget so they can even get paid so they can pay the rest of their bills.
With Fort Campbell nearby, so many in the area rely on the federal government for a paycheck. While many active duty military service members are able to get paid in the shutdown, most civilians who are federal workers won't be seeing money until the government reopens.
We're over a month now, 35 days since their last paycheck. They made their mortgage payments last month. This month, it's questionable whether they can make it or not.
That's one reason he and his counterpart across the state line in Montgomery County are teaming up to bring some resource fairs to folks who aren't getting paid in the shutdown. Going table to table, I learned about some of the help that's available. At Penny Ryle Electric, furloughed federal workers can delay their utility payment if needed. There's also a special Centerstone clinic that caters to military families that won't turn folks away due to need. But much of the purpose of this fair is letting people know about services available to anyone that they may not be aware of, like calling 211 for United Way to connect you to a variety of resources in the area where you live.
Those that are impacted right now by the government shutdown really are those that are traditionally getting a steady paycheck.
Even some military families in the area who are receiving a paycheck stop by just in case.
As someone whose husband is active duty, we are still getting paid, but the uncertainty of it all makes us want to be prepared just in case anything does happen. And
so until the government reopens, Lane is hoping fairs like this will tide people over.
Federal workforce just needs to know there's resources in our community.
In Oak Grove, Kentucky, Rob Coles, News Channel 5.
Tomorrow in Oak Grove at Valor Hall, there's a similar resource fair that's planned from 10 to 6. Then Friday and Saturday, there's another round planned at the Montgomery County Library. Well, it is a big day across the country. It's Election Day 2025 with closely watched races along the East Coast. All eyes on New York City, where voters are casting their ballot for one of 3 candidates in the mayoral race. Democrat Zoran Mondani, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent, and then Republican Curtis Lewa. In New Jersey and Virginia, there are tight races for governor. Today's election is really an early test for both political parties and for President Donald Trump ahead of next year's midterm elections.
And there's an intense battle underway for each and every vote already. Ahead of next year's midterm elections, a ballot measure in California could sway political power on Capitol Hill. It's called Proposition 50, a plan to temporarily redraw the state's congressional districts, called gerrymandering, to flip as many as 5 more House seats from red to blue. This even though Democrats already control 38 of the state's 52 districts. The governor there leading the campaign in response to Republican redistricting in Texas. We're told other states, some of them are considering similar moves. It is a small school, but it's making some big headlines.
Aaron Cantrell shows us how the groundbreaking work at an all-girls school is putting them on the national stage.
Also, we are monitoring developments out of Louisville, moments away from an update from authorities there after a UPS plane crashed on takeoff. 3 crew members on board. It exploded near the runway there. Louisville and Kentucky leaders, again, planning to hold a news conference soon. We'll have the new details.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show him your folding trick.
I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
That's gotta hurt, huh?
You keep me coming back for more.
There is a constant flow of news, especially out of Washington, D.C., but also across the country. Gun violence, weather events, that's something that I need to be ready for every single day. And some days I might cover 2 or 3 different stories because that's what the needs of the day are. So every day is different, but it's part of what keeps this job interesting. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children. That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, legendary trials.
I feel like I'm a really blessed guy to be able to do this for my entire adult life. We put the word out on our newscasts about someone who needs some help, a complete stranger. Tell their story every single time. Within minutes, the phones start ringing and the emails start coming in. That makes me feel great. And to know that neighbors will just drop everything. Even if you're a complete stranger, you are a neighbor in Nashville, and people step up to help.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
I've lived in Tennessee most of my life. And early in my weather career, I realized the biggest impact I could have in severe weather is education. By now, I have talked to tens of thousands of students. My severe weather warnings actually started with third graders 30 years ago. Accurate information can be a game changer in severe weather, and I want you to be ready, whether it's on the horizon or over our heads. Either way, I will be there to keep you safe.
Are you ready?
Game on.
The time is now. She's on fire. You've seen the rest now. You want the best.
Let's go. It's just huge for women's sports.
We gon' keep on winning. Keep winning. Come on. It is on tonight. Are you ready for more? Hear us knocking at the door. Man on the line all day.
There's no turning back.
'Cause I'm ready for the win. Electric.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
This is a cool story. A school in the Edgehill community is getting some national recognition.
Aaron Cantrell explains how BE Academy became a finalist for a big award. It's known as the Pulitzer of Education.
Okay, now try to measure A.
At BE Academy, teachers like Tiana Sharp.
So what is the scale factor from B?
2.
Aren't just teaching valuable skills. They're preparing young women to become innovators and creators in science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
Because our girls are the least represented in that space, we want them to have experiences where they see themselves doing the things. Does anyone else have a question?
With smaller class sizes, the school creates an environment to be creative and to be an independent thinker, according to this mother and daughter duo.
Their language is how do we integrate it into our aspirations? So how might it aid us in trying to broaden our ambition, regardless of what the girls want to do?
I feel like I'm doing something for me, for my community, also being a trailblazer for younger girls when they look up to me.
Only a few years in, the Academy has already achieved something remarkable, becoming a finalist for the Yaz Prize, known as the Pulitzer of Education. The grand prize is $1 million. Sharp says the money would bring in even more resources.
We already have robotics program here, but we have to have people come in to do it. I would love for that to be an in-house thing. Even with the science, we want a science lab for our girls right now.
BE Academy may still be in its early years, but they're already making a name for themselves on a national stage, inspiring the next generation of STEAM leaders.
It would just mean us seeing our vision all the way through.
In Nashville, Aaron Cantrell, News Channel 5.
First on board.
Right now, Louisville officials are giving a live update on the UPS plane crash. Let's listen in briefly.
To our airport. UPS will be releasing more facts as available. The National Transportation Safety Board will be in charge of the investigation and will be on the scene shortly. They will be the primary source of the investigation as it continues in the days and in the weeks ahead. I can confirm that there was no specifically hazardous cargo on board of the plane that would create an environmental issue for those around the site, but the impact and where it impacted could create those types of situations. So please, if there is a shelter in place, follow it. Other agencies involved that are at the scene or available, the Kentucky National Guard, Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, the Louisville Fire Department, the Lexington Fire Department, the Bardstown Fire Department, the Shepherdsville Fire Department, Louisville Emergency Management, the Fern Creek Fire Department, Pleasure Ridge Park Fire Department, Fairdale Fire Department, Anchorage Middletown Fire Department, Jeffersontown Fire Department, Airport Police Department, Louisville Metro Police, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, St. Matthews Police Department, Shively Police Department, KSP, Louisville Metro EMS, MSD, Louisville Gas and Electric, Kentucky Emergency Management. Again, we have virtually every single fire, police, and emergency response group that is responding right now to what you're seeing. At this time, we've got some initial numbers, but let me tell you, I expect them to grow. Right now, we believe we have at least 3 fatalities. So I believe that number is going to get larger. We have at least 11 injuries, some of them very significant, that are being treated by local hospitals. Again, I think that number will get larger. There is a victim family reunification center being set up at the Louisville Metro Police Training Academy. That is 2911 Taylor Boulevard. Victim services personnel will be on site and on location for anyone who needs information. The United Way is also offering shelter to anybody that's been impacted. You can call them at 502-376-6617. Updates on the operation of the Louisville International Airport will be shared after we're completed here around 8:15 via press conference with Louisville Emergency Management. Right now, we believe that the main area hit consisted of 2 businesses, though we know there were more businesses impacted. The first is Kentucky Petroleum Recycling. We are seeking more information, but it looks like they were hit pretty directly. The second is Grade A Auto Parts. Grade A has been in contact. They've accounted for all of their employees but 2, but they do not know how many other individuals, customers, or others could have been on site at the time. Because of the nature of these facilities, it may be some time before we can account for everyone or know that no one else was on the grounds. They're going to provide us with descriptions of the 2 missing employees soon. Again, there's no direct information about non-employees who were there at the time. The radius for the shelter in place has been adjusted. It is now anything north of the airport to the Ohio River. That includes, without limitation, South Louisville, Old Louisville, and downtown. LG&E had some equipment that has been damaged, but they're reporting no major outages at the time. They may, for safety purposes, have to have some outages. Please understand that if that's done, that's to protect you and the people working on it. I've been in direct contact with the CEO of Ford Motor Company. I can tell you that the Ford plant there was not hit, though it has lost power or did lose power for a period of time. But with the number of employees working there, that's a blessing. I've also been in touch with the head of security.
All right, you just heard hearing from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. They're investigating that plane crash involving a UPS cargo jet. We know at least, as he said, 3 people were killed, 11 hurt. He does believe those numbers will grow. It crashed, exploded shortly after taking off, headed for Honolulu. We will have more as this story develops. We'll be right back.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show him your folding trick. I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
That's gotta hurt, huh? You keep me coming back for more.
It's so nice to put a face with a name or an area, and you can say, you know what, I've been there. I know exactly where that is. We've got so many new voices and cultures here that we're celebrating and getting to know and learn about, tell their stories too. And I think that's what makes this city one of the best in the world.
Scripps News is streaming for free on all your favorite streaming services. Once you get the app, get free access to breaking news, live events, and the award-winning journalism you expect from Scripps News. Start streaming Scripps News today.
I'm going to ask you a lot of intensely personal questions.
How do you explain it? The worst crime anyone can imagine.
Do you feel like you took the fall for this murder?
Tell me in your own words, what happened?
Let's get started.
Interview with a Killer. New episode Saturdays at 8 Eastern and Pacific. Only on Court TV.
Are you ready?
Game on.
The time is now. She's on fire. You've seen the rest now. You want the best.
Let's go! It's just huge for women's sports.
We gon' keep on winning. Keep winning. Come on. It is on tonight. Are you ready for more? Hear us knocking at the door. Man on the line all day.
There's no turning back.
Cause I'm ready for the win. Electric.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
I've lived in Tennessee most of my life, and early in my weather career, I realized the biggest impact I could have in severe weather is education. By now, I have talked to tens of thousands of students. My severe weather warnings actually started with 3rd graders. 30 years ago. Accurate information can be a game changer in severe weather, and I want you to be ready, whether it's on the horizon or over our heads. Either way, I will be there to keep you safe.
If we sell today, we can't afford to go anywhere else.
It's keeping local people from being able to stay in the community, and that's really sad.
You can't live in Nashville.
Pretty impressive.
All very welcoming.
Citizens are just tired.
A lot of babysitting goes on.
I really just listen to the community of what they want. There's always a positive side to it.
Your voice on News Channel 5 and 6.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are looking at temperatures that are pretty comfortable, all things considered. 50s and 60s for most. We got a few 40s mixed in towards the Cumberland Plateau. I'm going to expand the view across the nation for you. And satellite radar rain is well north of us, just a few clouds to our north as well. And temperatures are mild right now. But heading into next week, the jet stream, strongest winds in the upper parts of the atmosphere, they dive way to the south. That's going to open up Canada, bring some very cold air this way. We're talking well below average, which you'll see in a moment. 50s into the 40s overnight with that clear sky. Here's a look at exact track tonight. Quiet. And I'll tell you, as we go through tomorrow, minus a few clouds with the weak boundary, nothing too extreme happening in the forecast. Looking at the next 3 days of your 7-day forecast, we're going to see these temperatures that will actually be mild. But by the time that we head into the back half of the week and as we expand this out, look for cooler temperatures as we head into next week. Steve.
Thanks, Henry. The Draymond Jones trade to the Ravens was finalized today. Titans will get a 5th-round pick that could become a 4th-round pick if Jones records 2 sacks and Baltimore makes the playoffs. But the Titans did not make any other moves ahead of the deadline this afternoon, meaning their team is set heading into the bye, 1-8, with 8 more games to play.
I think it's very important for us to just get some time, reflect, study ourselves, see where we could be better, and come back refreshed and ready to improve.
Kind of look at yourself individually and just do a little bit better. And I think if everybody can do that, then the team will obviously take ourselves out of that rut.
The Predators will have to shake off last night's overtime heartbreaker quickly tonight in Minnesota. The Preds rallied from 4-2 down in the 3rd period against the Canucks, only to lose on Brock Besser's buzzer beater in OT.
Overtime was, just no chances really either way until one little breakdown, and that's what happens in overtime, I guess. But overall, I think it was great to see that the boys battled back, but would have been nice to get to.
The first college football playoff ranking comes out in just minutes. Don't expect to see either Vanderbilt or Tennessee in playoff position after losses over the weekend. But the Commodores are certainly still in the mix, now likely needing to win out starting Saturday against Auburn. And they know many have already written them off.
That team that we showed up with for the first 3 quarters, I don't know how you don't write it off. I mean, we didn't play well, and we didn't play like a team that had something at stake, and I credit Texas with that, but also challenge our guys to show up and, again, play Vanderbilt football.
Tennessee Tech's 9-0 for the first time since 1952 and up to number 5 in the latest FCS poll. The Golden Eagles trailed Gardner-Webb 14-10 in the 4th quarter on Saturday, but rolled off 17 points to stay perfect.
It's exactly what we needed to have happen from the standpoint of how do you react to adversity and have a plan to respond to getting punched in the mouth. I felt like our team did a really good job handling that.
All right, women's hoops, number 8 Tennessee in Greensboro. Janiah Barker's 3 puts them up on number 9 NC State late. Then it's Mia Paldo off the bounce to put the Lady Vols up 1 in the final minute, but they don't get back on defense, and Vandy transfer Camille Pierre gives NC State the lead for good as the Wolfpack wins 80-77. SEC soccer quarterfinals, 2-seed Vanderbilt trailing Alabama 1-0. Courtney Jones serves it up, and Olivia Stafford heads it home to tie the game up. Then in the 50th minute, Sydney Watts in the box. Her shot is stopped, but Reagan Pence puts it home, anchor down. Vandy moves on to the semis, 2-1. Finally, our play of the day, sponsored by Griffith Law. Bucks and Pacers tied at 1:15. Time winding down, and it's Giannis Antetokounmpo for the win. You bet. Bucks get the W. We'll be right back.
The easiest way to get around Nashville has gotten even easier. Now, you can just tap on board and ride with your contactless credit card or mobile wallet. Need a ride last minute? No problem. No need to load money on a card or download an app. All you have to do is just tap and ride. Whether you want to meet some friends in East Nashville, grab a bite to eat at 12 South, or avoid traffic downtown, WeGo gets you there quicker than ever. Skip the parking hassle and ride WeGo. Plan your trip at WeGoTransit.com.
I'm going to ask you a lot of intensely personal questions.
How do you explain it? The worst crime anyone can imagine.
Do you feel like you took the fall for this murder? Tell me in your own words, what happened? Let's get started.
Interview with a Killer. New episode Saturdays at 8 Eastern and Pacific. Only on Court TV.
If we sell today, we can't afford to go anywhere else.
It's keeping local people from being able to stay in the community, and that's really sad.
You can't live in Nashville.
Pretty impressive.
All very welcoming.
Citizens are just tired.
A lot of favoritism goes on.
I really just listen to the community of what they want. There's always a positive side to it.
Your voice on NewsChannel 5 and 6.
I find joy connecting with people. As a meteorologist, I love going town to town and school to school. I've met so many of you. I know your community's weather, but I also know your heart. So when I see severe storms coming, I take it personally. And between Nikki D, the meteorologist, and Nikki D, the person who knows you, I'm going to get you through it.
Are you ready?
Game on.
The time is now. She's on fire. You've seen the rest now. You want the best.
Let's go! It's just huge for women's sports.
We gon' keep on winning. Keep winning. Come on. It is on tonight. Are you ready for more? Hear us knocking at the door. Man on the line all day.
There's no turning back.
'Cause I'm ready for the win. Electric.
It's on Ion, wherever you watch.
Now, if you take a look right behind me, I went to ask some questions.
We listened to concerns.
Big mistake made by the city.
It's a painful scene.
The White House doubling down.
What's driving the market's rise? We're in a unique spot.
DPD is now getting off the ground.
It all started right here.
What's happening could have massive implications for the entire country.
Welcome to Happening Now in America.
Mild trend a few more days, then a cool down next week.
We can handle that, Henry.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for being with us today.
We'll see you tonight at 10.